Nintendo News on me.
Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Mason here today talking about Wii U games with a very special guest. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Christina from ChristinaJuneee, and it's been quite a while since I've seen you all here on Mason's channel. That will hopefully change for the future. But yeah, we've got, I think, a really nice discussion going for us today.
Definitely. If you guys want to check out her channel, links will be down below in the description to Twitter, Instagram, channel, all that. Go check her out. Cool stuff. So today, basically, we're talking about the Wii U. It's definitely not had a good life in terms of popularity with other consoles this gen. Yeah. So basically, just to start out, are you happy with your purchase of the Wii U?
I'm kind of feel like I want to go with yes and no. Because, well, actually, I purchased, for anyone who doesn't know, I purchased the Wii U twice. Because I got it on day one. And then I remember that whole year, like the first year before the Wind Waker HD bundle came out, like I literally only had 2 games for that entire year. And that was Nintendo Land that came with the game, or the system, and then New Super Mario Bros. U. So for that whole year, I honestly like really had only those 2 games. And at that point, I just felt like kind of like a little disappointed. Like I wish there was more that came out at the initial release. But then like I rebought the Wii U, sold off the new console it came with and my old gamepad so I could get that Wind Waker HD gamepad because I'm such of a Legend of Zelda obsessive person. And so I think like after that point is when it started to pick up, and I feel generally satisfied, but I just wish there was a little bit more that came out of the Wii U's life cycle.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's like the GameCube too, but I feel like it's like the Dreamcast too. Like, I mean, it's notable, but it doesn't have the hard-hitting games that will make you remember it forever, you know?
Yeah, not that many. But,
yeah, I'm not saying the Dreamcast did, I'm just saying, like,
oh yeah,
there's been comparisons for both. So anyway, there are good games on it though, which that's why we're talking today to all of you lovely people. What was your one of your favorite Wii U games that ever came out? Just out of curiosity.
one of my favorites, like I feel like the one that I always felt like going back to that I felt that I could never get bored with was Hyrule Warriors.
Okay.
Because I really try my best to get into like making sure I get all the collectibles. And there really is so much content from the DLC that they put into the Hyrule Warriors. Like I know, you know, DLC is kind of different because that's not what it came with. But the DLC packs that came out, I felt like it was definitely worth the price for the content that you got. And I think the Hyrule Warriors, one of my favorite things about it that introduced something that Nintendo really hasn't ever done on Nintendo consoles was on your profile, like if you killed a certain amount of enemies after a while or like leveled up one of your characters to a certain amount on your profile and your Nintendo Network ID, you got medals as posts on your profile that you could see like, hey, this you did this, you did this. So that was one of my favorite things that the game has done because you don't really get that on a Nintendo console. And I don't know, there's just something that felt satisfying to me about just killing hordes of enemies. And yeah, and going through all the levels, trying to beat on hard, easy, different characters to try and get all the gold Skulltulas and finish the puzzle pieces and the puzzles for each level.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the concept. I thought it was cool, kind of like a Dynasty Warriors spinoff. But I could never get into it. I was gonna get the game, I had it pre-ordered, but then I decided, no, I don't want it. So, I mean, I was just gonna buy it because it had Zelda, you know, Legend of Zelda, like Hyrule Warriors. It had the same theme. So I was all for it. But it just, the trailers never really struck out to me as, hey, I'm unique. Like, it just kind of looked to me, it looked like it was all the same thing. Like, just killing enemies, moving to the next place. Like,
yeah, I completely understand that too.
It just didn't seem like the typical Zelda that I was expecting out of it. But that's fine, because it's not technically a Zelda game, it's a Dynasty Warriors game. With Zelda characters.
It really was just a hit or miss. Either you like it, either you love it, or you don't.
Right.
Some people do find satisfaction in just mindlessly killing hordes of enemies, and some people want something more of a challenge, and it's definitely understandable.
Yeah. Well, now that while we're on the subject of like Zelda, what do you think about Wind Waker HD? Because that is like one of I claim for it to be like my favorite game of all time, but I haven't even beaten it yet. But I've gotten really far. I'm like maybe 6 or 7 hours from beating the game, but I just haven't gone back to it. But I don't know. It was my first time playing a Zelda game in general, actually.
Okay.
People nagged me forever to get this game. I'm like, why? What is it? Like, I mean, I knew what it was, obviously, but like, what's so special about it? And oh my gosh, I was an idiot. Oh man. I mean, I haven't beaten it yet, but like I said, I know. I've seen the ending cutscene and everything. I've seen the spoilers. That game took a toll on me, like for the better. It was, I don't know, something about it just spoke to me, and I really loved it. Like it took,
absolutely.
yeah, I would say 40 something hours into the game, just exploring like the great sea, the music. It's so captivating. It's not even funny. Oh, oh man, it's so good. It's my favorite Zelda game that's out so far.
Yeah, and it's definitely better than when it was on the GameCube, because when it came out, when they announced Wind Waker HD at that point, I never played Wind Waker on the GameCube because it was just never something my parents got me, because at that point in time, I just played whatever my parents thought I would like. Yeah. So I ended up getting it on the GameCube, going on eBay and going through and playing it. And what part are you at? Are you at the part where you're like going through and trying to find the different Triforce pieces across the sea?
See, I know in the GameCube that was required, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. They made that so much, like with the fast wind sail and the speeded up time being able to go across and collect everything. It is so much better, and it just felt like, now that I'm looking back on it, like they improved that so much. It felt like such a drag doing that on the GameCube, comparing it to what they did with Wind Waker HD.
Right. I mean, it was really cool. I was very close to that part. I got to the part where I was told about it and stuff, and then that's kind of where I dropped it off. But I really need to pick that back up and finish it because, man, it's a great game. I love it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so 2015 was probably one of the better years for Wii U. I mean, we had games like Splatoon and Mario Maker and Kirby and the Rainbow Curse and Woolly World.
Yeah.
So I think out of all of those, my favorite would have had to be Splatoon. I love that game dearly. It's so good.
Oh, I don't even know how many hours I've lost into that game, but like when that was one of the games that came out, and when I first played that, I was playing 5-7 hours a day for like days in a row.
I requested 3 days off work, and I had like not 30. I'd say like 25 hours in it by that point.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I play it every day, really. It's like, it's always in my Wii U, unless I'm recording for something else. It's always Splatoon. I have a Splatoon Wii U gamepad wow. I have a Splatoon Wii U gamepad skin, and I just love it. Like, I'm starting to collect the Splatoon merchandise, like the pre-order bonus for I think it was the game, actually, at Target. They had the gun. I was all over that. And then whenever I was at Nintendo World, which is now almost Nintendo New York, I picked up a squid plushie there. I love Splatoon. It's really cool. Oh my gosh.
I just got a squid plushie at my last convention, and I couldn't believe it because one dealer had it for like $40, and I found somebody who had it, the green one outside of the game room for $25. And I'm like, sold.
Yeah. I mean, it was something different. Like, it was a huge risk for Nintendo, though. Like, it's a new IP on the Wii U of all things, and I mean, it did very well. So I'm happy for that.
Like, first was announced, everyone's like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
What this makes literally absolutely no sense.
And I liked it. It was different though. Like, it wasn't like Call of Duty where you see blood spewing everywhere, stabbing or shooting, you know. It's splatting and inking and all that. It's just like a happier, colorful version of Call of Duty, I think.
Oh,
but I mean,
definitely it's unique in its own right as well.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, like I said, it's just such a big risk that Nintendo took, and I'm beyond glad that they did, because for the little install base that the Wii U has, people have that game. Like, that is one of the most popular games on Wii U now.
Yeah.
And they even said that they had their expectations, and it surpassed that. So I'm really happy for them, of course, but I really hope we get a sequel.
Well, yeah, and it's not just that, like, the fact that, like, they're experimenting with new IP, but it's also a younger, newer team as well. So, like, with Nintendo should definitely keep forward with this, with going into the new console as well, you know, bringing in younger minds who have unique and creative ideas like that, like newer things that we can experiment with and see in gaming.
Instead of having the same old Mario idea, you know. And that's something Nintendo never really went with, though, was a shooter. And of course, they'd be the one to have the unique one, Splatoon. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. Something about that game's really good, though. it's just really fun playing on all the courses, the modes. I love Rainmaker. I don't know. You said you never played it, right?
I've only just played the normal rank battle, like only for the first time as of a couple weeks ago, and it was when you had like certain sections of the turf to keep in your
splat zones.
Yes, the splat zones.
Yeah. It was really cool. That's actually my least favorite mode, but out of all four, there's like splat zones, tower control, Rainmaker, and turf war.
Mhm.
I love Rainmaker. It's like my favorite out of all of them. So once you get the chance, you should totally play that.
I definitely will.
Yeah. All right. So other than that, what else was there that you really liked from the Wii U that was out?
In 2015, well, you know what I'm gonna say now. It's Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yep, I expected that coming.
But no, just like I don't know what it is about that. I did pick up Xenoblade Chronicles during the whole GameStop reprinting it thing. And I never ended up picking it up, and like I never actually started playing it yet. It's kind of just sat on my backlog. But then I got Xenoblade Chronicles X and started playing it because, as far as I'm aware, you don't need to play that to actually like get what's going on here. Because in Xenoblade Chronicles X, it's its own story where Earth gets not specifically invaded, but they get caught in this battle war. You think it's a battle and war. Not going to give any spoilers away. Earth gets destroyed. The people of Earth knew that this was coming and had already planned to evacuate and have ships to try to keep the human race alive. And you end up crashing on this planet, and you're the only ship that you actually escapes. So you're on this planet called Mira, just literally trying to survive. And you're trying to go across the planet, across the regions, picking up parts of your ship, trying to install parts like a water base or a plant to keep having water flowing and just being able to survive. And you might run into a couple bad guys that you gotta fight. So just really what's kept me going though is because they have a section where you just pick up random missions that you do for people who are in New LA, which is what they refer to as the part of your ship that they have up and running as like a city. Because you ended up joining Blade, which is the group that goes out and fights the monsters, the indigents, or does things to expand on being able to mine the resource on there called Myranian. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And just expanding so you know what the land is like, and installing probes so you know what the resources are in the area and stuff like that. And they're like the people that are risking their lives, kind of like in the way the military, to keep everybody safe. So you take on missions to do things for the community as well and other Blade members. And it's just so much fun and so much to do. Like I put in at least 46 hours now, and there's still so much for me to do. And I look forward to it. I never feel bored.
Right. See, I saw the trailers, and again, I feel like I'm just hating on all of your games. Like, I mean, of course I'm not, but I just have very different taste, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
nothing
But
wrong with that.
I'm not an RPG person, so I never did pick that up. But according to people, it's amazing. And
It is fantastic.
I mean, I felt like it was on my Christmas list actually. I was gonna buy it if I didn't get it, but I never did buy it. So maybe one day I'll feel ambitious and go out and get it. But for the time being, we'll see. We will see. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a cool game though. Like I've seen it being played at a friend's house actually, and it looks beautiful. That's the first thing I noticed. But overall, it just looked like there wasn't much to do, which obviously there is because there's like a 300-hour story mode. But it's just not something that's piqued my interest.
Yeah, I completely get that. But like honestly, when I first started exploring like the main land that New LA is supposed to be on, like I'm exploring like this one of 5 continents that you're supposed to roam around. I'm just like, this is one continent and the Wii U is doing this? Like they made sure that they pushed the Wii U to the max to make this game as good and as it looks and as large as a landscape that it is. I mean, it's really breathtaking.
Yeah. And, okay, so anyway, moving on from that, we have Pikmin 3, which also is a very nice looking game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it came out August 2013, correct?
I think so, yeah. That's when
August
I'm
4th.
pretty positive that's when it came out.
Yeah. Now, that was a new game for me because I was never a Pikmin person. Whenever the GameCube was around in 2001, 2002, I was only 4 or 5. So I didn't really grasp the idea of, oh, this is Pikmin, it's a strategy game, But I was more of the Mario kid, so I always played Mario 64 during that time. But that's besides the point. Basically, Pikmin 3 is my first Pikmin game, and oh my gosh, it is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
It's breathtaking, really. Like, it's so surreal. Everything looks amazing. That's just the first thing. But the story mode and the way Charlie, Alf, and Brittany bond, in the journal diaries and the juice and finding fruits and fighting the bosses, oh, it's so cool. I just love how each Pikmin has their own strategy. Like, the blue can go in water, reds are resistant to fire, and so on and so forth. It's just really cool to use them all and pick out which Pikmin you need for the day. And it's just a very cool thing. I think it's cool to organize your day how you like accordingly to go do certain tasks. And I don't know. I just like the idea of it.
Yeah, and I don't want to feel like I say it's easier than the other two because I've only played the first one, but I haven't beaten it yet. I think I'm like very close to the end, but like I felt like scared of my Pikmin dying because I felt like the place I was stuck at, like I felt they were all gonna die. But in Pikmin 3, I think they made that an even balance where you probably feel like you're gonna lose a few, but it's not gonna be like an overkill of like losing all of them.
Right.
That's something I felt in the first Pikmin. On the where I'm stuck at right now.
Yeah. See, I got that far where I was like fighting bosses and stuff, but I was never good at it. I ended up beating it, but it was a long time to beat.
Oh yeah.
Alright, since Pikmin 3 was so immersive, there's things that we all saw that were levels that were pre-made, of course, by Nintendo. What about the places where you can design your own levels, like Super Mario Maker? What did you think of that game?
Well, golly gee, Super Mario Maker! I had no idea you were gonna go there. No, I'm just kidding.
No way.
Super Mario Maker, I haven't put too much time into it, I have to admit, which I feel really bad for saying, but I absolutely love it. I've spent most of my time, I've spent playing levels and levels of other people and like the pre-made ones that were on when you first start the game up. Because I want to get to the Nintendo Championship ones. I am at that point. But I absolutely love it because it definitely brings back... people have made such fantastic levels, like the ones where you just sit and you just press forward and it's like going through a Mario Kart track or going through just this cool combinations of jumps and rolls and almost hitting bosses. If you move, you die kind of thing. So people definitely made like nice, not just levels for playing, but for just like sitting in and seeing. And it definitely brings back the difficulty level. There's been some levels I played that I literally wanted to throw my gamepad at the TV.
Yeah, let me tell you a story real quick. Somebody that I know from work actually made this level for me, and he's like, hey, you need to play this level. It was called Angry Cave. It was called Angry Cave. I literally I counted. And I played it 1,000 something times over the course of a day and a half. And I was almost on the verge of tears because I could not beat this level and I was raging so hard. I threw my Wii on the ground, jumped on it, walked out of my room at times. I would come back 2 minutes later and play it again. And it was one of like the underground levels, and you had to go get the shell hat to like shield yourself from blobs falling on you. And there was all these like conveyor belts going really, really fast, and it was just very chaotic, and it made me very angry in this cave, hence the name Angry Cave. It took me over 1,000 tries to beat it. 1,000.
Yeah, I don't think I played your level as much because I was doing a Let's Play, but when you sent me your level, I kept getting irritated because I kept like dying at one point.
That's what I was going for, to be honest. Friendship, am I right?
Did you have like a secret like a something somewhere that was just like a secret shortcut?
Yeah, I did. It's like right in the beginning. There's a Koopa on the right side. But like once you wall jump over there with the fire bar, then there was a Koopa there flying. You could bounce on it, like skip half the level.
Dude, I'm definitely gonna go back and do that now. Thanks for telling me.
You're welcome. Alright, we got the Happy Joy games out of the way. Now there's one that kind of caught me off guard personally. But we'll just go and let you talk about that real quick.
Hello, little angel. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Bayonetta. So I never played it on the PS3 or Xbox 360, but when it was announced for Wii U, I was very intrigued. So I did pick it up on day one, and I did go through the first game, and I absolutely fell in love. And then I have most of the second game done. Not all of it, but enough of it where I'm just like, Bayonetta is one of my gaming bays.
Yeah.
She's a woman crush for me.
I think she is for about every person that has a Wii U, to be honest. No, I was just caught off guard because, I mean, Bayonetta looks really cool. She looks tough. She's strong, all that cool. But it really caught me off guard because she's very provocative. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, that on a Nintendo console really, I was like, wait a second, am I still watching a Nintendo Direct? Or E3, wherever it was. And I was like, okay, I am. But, oh man, it was just so weird. They emphasized that this is a strong girl, or a strong woman, they emphasize that, for real. Like, you can tell this is a chick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of the things that people have a misconception of is if you haven't played the games, most likely people think that they just look at her as, oh, this is another girl in a skin-tight suit meant to have her boobs showing and almost naked just to get a guy's attention, that kind of thing. Yeah. However, if you actually play the game, she's not that, I don't want to say provocative, she's not meant to be a sexual object. She doesn't portray herself like that. She shows you and tells you with her attitude and her humor that she is a strong, independent woman. She doesn't take any crap from anybody. She will make sexual jokes and have that kind of humor, but that doesn't make her just an object. She is portrayed as a human being with thoughts and feelings and a story that it takes you through. In the first game, what happens is you find out her past and why she's just randomly woke up and she's in this world. She doesn't understand herself. So when she finds her past, she's gone through so much to just be this woman that won't take any crap from anybody, and she's just does her thing. I feel like I don't want to say too much that would spoil the game for anybody that plays it, but Bayonetta 2 as well, with the introduction of the new character, his name escapes me, but because Bayonetta 2, it goes off of the ending essentially of the first game, starts off from there. The combat as well is fantastic. A lot of people compare it to Devil May Cry, which I haven't played, but I've seen Let's Plays of that, and you definitely see that. So it's pretty linear of the story they take you through, but it's fantastic. And especially like with the witch time, it's definitely a nice battle aspect for combat. And it's just such a fun game to play for me.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people do have the game really do appreciate it for what it is. But I mean, just from my perspective, I haven't ever played it actually, but it does look really fun. I will give it that. But will I give it a try? I don't know. It just depends on whether Amiibo come out this month or not. I don't know. Paychecks, you know.
Oh my gosh, Bayonetta Amiibo. Bayonetta Amiibo. I am going.
All day. All right. So basically, that is all we have time for today. Is there anything else you want to say before we head off here?
Well, I really hope that the Wii U still has a few gems left, especially with we got Star Fox coming out. I really hope that it doesn't get delayed again. However, if it does, you know, I'd rather wait for a better game. And then Zelda Wii U for the NX.
Zelda Wii U.
I mean, not for the NX, but like I felt like that just slipped out because I feel like everybody's predicting that it's going to be released on both the NX and the Wii U. But I mean, I'm still looking forward to that because Link is one of my gaming bays as well. So, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. It's been a fun chat.
And make sure that you are subscribed to Mason because he's fantastic and does great videos.
I'll stop it. You're embarrassing me. Okay. Links to Christina's Twitter, Instagram, all that, like I said, is down below in the description. And thank you so much for watching. We will talk to you next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're new around here and like what you saw, think about hitting that pretty little subscribe button. It really helps. If you liked this video, be sure to check out some of my other ones. Links to Twitter and Instagram are above, along with my Nintendo Network ID. Follow me. We'll talk. Thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you next time.